Happy Friday, everybody. It is James bringing y'all another A1 Edgefinder market scanning video. We do these every Friday. We take a look at the top buy and top sell in the Edgefinder for the day. We just had our monthly NFP report come out. Today is Friday, August 5th. So if you're keeping up with the news, that was released this morning. So we'll see how that affects the market. Now, before we jump into the video, I got to show you guys one thing over on the A1 Trading channel where you're watching this video right now, and that is, of course, channel memberships. So if you guys are not already a channel member and you want to support our content, you can do that for $4.99. That's going to get you access to these custom badges and custom emojis in our live streams. If you're a fan of the live streams that you can see on screen here, we prioritize channel members because we know that you guys are paying to support our content. So we're going to take a look at your charts and respond to your comments first. We're also rolling out new channel member exclusive videos. And if you want to become a tier 2 or tier 3 member, we do discounts in our store, as well as if you're doing tier 3, you're getting our MT4 software for free for becoming a tier 3 member. So if you're interested in becoming a channel member, you can click the join button next to the subscribe button. If you're on a laptop or desktop, if you are watching on a mobile device, there will be a link in the description for you to become a channel member. And thank you to everyone who already is a channel member. All right, let's start off by taking a look at the market heat map. Remember, the market heat map shows you the biggest movers of the day. Blue is buy, red is sell. The darker the blue, the stronger the buy, and the darker the red, the stronger the sell. So let's take a look at our top 6 buys of the day. That's going to be the US 10Y, USD ZAR, USD JPY, JP225, USD CAD, and USD CHF. Those are our strongest movers to the upside today so far. The strongest sells of the day are the GER30, Euro USD, GBP USD, Aussie dollar, NZD USD, and gold. Those are our strongest movers to the downside today. All right. Scorechart Summary shows us kind of the same thing. However, this is what the software predicts. This is what the software is showing each pair, how much it has been moving to the upside or to the downside, and what the software predicts it will continue to do based off of all of these metrics that we chart right here. So while the market heat map is showing you what is currently moving to the up or downside during the day, the Scorechart Summary is showing you what has already been moving to the upside or to the downside, and what it predicts will continue to move. Okay, so our strongest buy of the day with a score of 7 is actually the JP225. So that'll be interesting to take a look at. Get to that in just a second. And our strongest sell, we have 2 down here tied for -5. We have GBP USD and Euro CAD. So we always start off with the buy, but we're going to switch it up. Let's start off with a sell. So let's take, how about Euro CAD with a -5. Here's a free Discord channel every Forex trader should join. You get access to daily trade ideas, market scans, and market coverage for what's happening in the Forex world today. See what professional traders are thinking on things like GBP JPY, gold, and Euro USD. And the best part, it's totally free. Click the link on this video and it will take you to a Telegram chat with one of our team members. Send them the word apply and we'll get you in the free Discord shortly after. So click on that and it's going to take us to the Euro CAD page. And if you're interested in getting our Edgefinder software, you can do that in the link in the description below. Super useful tool when navigating the markets. We have our metric scores here, our seasonality report, the fundamentals, COT data, our upcoming news, and our scanner output summary, which is basically a written summary of everything that you see up here. For example, I can read EuroCAD currently has a score of -5 or a sell rating after adding up all of the categories. First, let's take a look at what institutional traders are buying and selling. We see that Euro has a long percentage of 45.25. We see that CAD has a long percentage of 60.23%. This category receives a -1 as far as institutional traders favor the Canadian dollar. Taking a look at the Euro-Canadian pair, we see that the retail traders are 54% long and 46% short. We consider this information useful when the market is at an extreme reading from retail traders. If the retail crowd is 60% or more positioned to one side, we get a +1 or -1. Currently, the Euro-Canadian pair gets a reading of 0 in this category. Remember, if the retail crowd is long, we look to short and vice versa. So that's a little bit of an explanation of what you're seeing going on up here. So if you're more of a written learner or somebody that just wants to get a written summary, if you don't quite understand what you're taking a look at, super useful. So like we said, EuroCAD has a score of -5, so it has a sell bias, not a strong sell bias, but a sell bias. And that COT data comes out to -1. Like we just mentioned, we can take a look at those numbers again right here. And retail sentiment, of course, is 0, like we just talked about. We have those numbers listed for you right there. Seasonality, on the other hand, is our one blue section over here. We have a score of 1 in the seasonality department. And so we are in the month of August. So if you look here, we have an all-time average of 0.01. The last 5-year average sits at 0 because the current year average is -0.01. We can see that historically speaking, in the all-time average, there is a slight trend upward in the month of August before a downward trend in the following months. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Our trend reading sits at -1, and that just means that this market is moving down respectively. GDP growth, inflation, unemployment, and interest rates all have scores of -1. And we can look at those numbers right over here. Our GDP growth for the euro is 0.7% and the Canadian dollar is 0.8%. Inflation for the euro is 8.9% compared to 8.1% for the Canadian dollar. Unemployment for the euro 6.6% and the Canadian dollar 4.9%. And lastly, interest rates, the euro sits at 0.5% and the Canadian dollar sits at 2.5%. Okay. Daily chart. We have our daily price chart, and if you're familiar with our Edgefinder videos, you're thinking this looks a little bit different than it used to. We have implemented something new, a new feature up here that I'll get to you, or I'll show you rather, in just a second, and that is price forecasts. And price forecast is really cool because it's taking all this data that we're collecting in the Edgefinder and it's giving you 3 different readings. A good reading, a more neutral reading, and a bad reading, respectively, for what these price points could potentially look like. So if we're looking like a swing to the upside, or if we're looking more positive, we're looking at this green line here. If we're predicting what is most likely going to happen, it's this reading right here. Okay, and then the red down here is if things start to go to the downside. That's what we have right here. So I'll quit shaking my mouse around and let you take a look at some of these numbers. So here are the numbers for today, August 5th. And I'll also let you look at August 4th. Feel free to pause the video if you want a closer look at these numbers. And then let's see, it predicts that August 6th will have numbers here. How about August 7th and the 8th? Okay. So that's really interesting. Our top buy of the day was the JP225. So we could hop in here, right on the left side, JP225. Strong buy bias today with a score of 7. Lots of blue over here. So yep, score of 7 for the JP225 COT data sits at 1. So let's check out the number. We have a 29.38% long and a 70.62% short on the yen. Retail sentiment sits at 0. We have 29% long here and a 71% short here. Seasonality, another 1. In August, look at that. All-time average 1,215. Or current year average 1,215.98. All-time average 168.82, and last 5-year average is 127.45. Look at how much higher that is than those other two. Okay. That is pretty consistent with what we see. We can see that historically speaking, there is an upward trend in the month of August, and that's definitely what we're seeing right here. Okay. Trend reading is a +1. Again, that means the market is moving up respectively. GDP growth, inflation, unemployment, interest rates. Let's take a look at that. We have a -0.1 in GDP and 2.4% inflation, coupled up with 2.6 unemployment and a -0.1% interest rate. And our price chart here, August 5th, that is today. Let you take a look at those numbers. Here are the numbers for August 4th. And here's some of what we could potentially see moving ahead August 6th, 7th, and 8th. All right. So that is our top buy and top sell in the Edgefinder today. But before I end the video, I'll show you the new price forecast feature that we kind of just took a look at with both of those pairs. So here we go, price forecast. We can choose the asset that we want to take a look at here. Gold is pretty popular, so why don't we pick gold? Okay, so here we are in gold. We have our 40th percentile, the average, and 60th percentile here, along with this information currently goes back to July 22nd. And we can look here on August 5th at these numbers. And here is where gold is predicted to go. So let's take a look August 6th. And here is yesterday, August 4th. So this is super interesting because you can really get a feel for where these markets could potentially break out to. Okay, so if we're breaking out to the upside, you have an idea of what that's going to look like. If we're kind of sticking with the trend and staying neutral to what has been currently going on in the market, we're looking at these numbers here. And if it begins to trend downward, we're looking over here. Okay, and we can do that with anything that we have currently listed in the Edgefinder. We can even search up. So if you want to look at dollar pairs, I can type USD. Here are all the USD dollar pairs. How about Aussie dollar down here at the bottom? Here are the numbers for Aussie dollar. Yesterday, August 4th. Today, August 5th. And moving ahead, we'll show you August 6th. So that is our new price forecast feature here in the Edgefinder. This thing is getting updated. The information is getting updated by every 15 to 30 minutes. We're getting new information fed into the Edgefinder so that you have the most current and up-to-date information possible for your trades. Because we want to help you guys out as much as possible, because the markets can be a difficult place to navigate, and this tool makes it so much easier. But we are constantly adding new features to it. I mean, just in the last month, we've added stuff like the economic news feature. We have specific inflation, interest rate, unemployment, and GDP growth features that were listed in the Edgefinder as metric scores, but we didn't have these charts showing specific data like we do now The economic news is really cool because this shows you all the different news events that are going on around the world, the country, currency involved, name of the event, and how likely it is to affect the pair, as well as our own in-house traders and analysts. They write articles for you guys that you can click on, and it'll take you to the A1 Trading website where you can continue to read up on these posts. But yeah, lots of new stuff in the Edgefinder. This thing's getting updated all the time. We want to make it the best market scanning tool possible out there for y'all. And so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for taking the time to take a look at the top buy and the top sell with me. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and we'll catch you next time.